Hey everybody, it's Grace. I just wanted to talk to you about my experience at Able, the Disabilities Chronicles play that I went to with Amanda and Sonora. It was a theater production that was um, given by different members in the community that have disabilities, and some of it was actually their thoughts and experiences, some of it was written by them. So there was kind of a mix of different things in there, but it was a really cool experience. And first, I want to talk to you kind of about what I initially thought going into the performance. I've worked at a couple different group homes with different children that have disabilities, or from adults and kids, and because my parents have done foster care for a long time, so I kind of thought going into it, like, I have a pretty good understanding of what this will probably be like. And I was kind of excited just to see like what different take they would have on it, because I did theater in high school and I was interested to see how this might be, because I know that putting on a production is a lot of work and it takes a lot of time. And as I was watching this production, I realized through one of the pieces called Hoops just how really fortunate I've been to not have to jump through a lot of the hoops that that others with disabilities have to. During this performance, there was a young girl who had Down syndrome that was placing together pieces of a circle to make a hoop. And when she did that, she made this like gold hoop. And there was like this instructor that kind of symbolized like society and like schooling and like medical stuff that she was going to have to do to survive basically in our society and what was expected of her. Well, they showed in this experience how, some people just like jump through hoops. Some people, bypass hoops because they don't have to even think about it. But this individual that had Down syndrome really struggled to make her way through these hoops. And because she couldn't get through a hoop in a certain way, she had to kind of move backwards and go kind of sideways, or like go a different way through a hoop than maybe a different individual would. And it took her much longer, and she kind of weaved through the whole stage. And at the end, she went through the final hoop, and then they like put all of the hoops that she had to go through on top of her as a way to symbolize what it meant for her to maybe go through 30 hoops instead of 3 or 4. And it really made me stop and think about just how I've progressed even through my education, how I haven't really thought about different struggles of different individuals with different disabilities, or just even, socioeconomic statuses, any different walk of life, how really I've been fortunate not to have to jump through as many hoops as other people. So that was one of my favorite kind of takes on the play. And then there was another one that really made me think about how this plays into my life. Where have I seen people affected, or how might this influence me in a greater way? And like, what are my fears concerning this? Cause I was actually focusing on Down syndrome, and there were 2 moms at the play who spoke about their experience actually in the hospital right after they had given birth to their children. And at the time, it was like, you gave birth to a child that had Down syndrome, and they were shocked. And the doctors and nurses were like, these are the setbacks. This is what's going to affect your family for the rest of your life. These are the types of things you need to prepare for, because it is going to be harder. It's going to affect your children and everyone in your family. People will judge you, and we want to set you up because this is going to be really like the ride of your life. Like, this is not your typical child, and all these kind of things. And they remember very negative feelings associated with their time right after they had their child. So they wrote this piece called Celebration. And now what they do is when they hear of children being born in the hospitals that have Down syndrome, they go and they help the families really celebrate their births, which I think is amazing because this is a time where it is transition and it might be scary, but they really are helping the families not leave the hospitals with this just terrified and overwhelmed feeling of like, we need to like prepare that we're going to battle, because these moms said it's not. It is, yes, you approach things differently and there's different experiences, but this is really just an opportunity for growth, and it's an exciting ride, and there are pieces of it that will be easier than having children that don't have Down syndrome, and there will be pieces that are harder. So this is just something that really made me think and reflect as I see my friends having children, and in the years to come that I hope to have children, just to not think of it as this fear, but more of just like this security of like, this can be something to celebrate, and it can be something that we don't have to live with this just overwhelming fear a part of us. So thank you so much, and this is my thoughts on this experience.